everybody has already surpassed you, and it seems like that is... Oh my god, you're so boring. So boring. Oh well, whatever.
Yeah, hey, it makes sense. We didn't see it banned last time around, so we do have to give our teams props for that in the last match. We will see reps. That is at least a little bit of a spicy first pick there. You know, that is a map that we do see banned away, and not necessarily in our first 4 very often. So that's going to be exciting as we rapidly fire our way through these. One, it is going to be Team Sprout on the red team. They do have the odd numbered picks, so 1 and 3 reps and agility dash up against them. EXALTY have picked arrow pipes, which also didn't even notice that when I was focused on reps so much.
Yeah,
this is a spicy first 4
I've ever seen.
Hang on.
That is wild. So first off, reps makes sense for Sprout. I think they've been very good on it when they have gotten it, and then I think they've realized that they are the strongest team on reps, and they've basically gone, we're going to make that our first pick now. Arrow pipes is a second pick, but we have had arrow pipes as a pick before. Who was the one who picked that? And because the team that picked it last time lost.
Oh, it
like
was
12-1. I can't remember who it was.
I can't believe you said this to me. I have.
Was it
this...
week 2? I can't remember. I think
I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up. I have it available. I have the stats. It was selected by
Shrine Aim Racing versus Alternate Attacks. That was it.
Correct.
Yes, and Shrine Aim Racing won that one. Alternate Attacks were the one that picked it first. They lost it. So very, very, very awkward. And look, that's the thing with arrow pipes. I think it has a reputation for being a very inconsistent map in the identity for players, and that's the scary part for a team. Is if you're picking that, just being confident on it isn't enough. You've also got to get a bit lucky, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, we won't talk too much more about the maps that have been picked or banned specifically here, but I do want to say that genuinely, I think it may have been a better choice for EXALTY to ban reps away in this match. Because as you said, it has been such a strong pick for Sprout, and I know that also the members of Sprout have been relatively outspoken about the fact they also don't really like gyroscope, so I don't think you are at massive risk of them picking that and kind of, you know, making you play it then instead. So maybe just a failure of nerve there, not wanting to risk gyroscope at all from EXALTY. You do only get the 1 ban, but it would have it's an interesting what if, but it is only a what if, and we are into our first round on reps.
Yeah, well, this is, as we've said over and over and over again, Sprout, their strongest map. They have not lost it whatsoever, and in fact, Scrappy is the best player in pretty much all respect on this map in the whole league. Pretty much every statistic you can think of. Some of the lowest amount of mistakes pre-identity, some of the best identity, some of the personal bests in terms of consistent times over the whole league. So Dexter has had his issues with the identity, I think. We had that couple rounds where he parked his car several times on that final checkpoint, but he's gotten better over the course of the weeks, and now both of these players are very proficient on this one. Everybody's staying neck and neck right through to the very end, but as you can see, Scrappy pulls out ahead, Dexter right behind, but maybe a little bit of line. Oh, Scrappy doesn't make that final checkpoint. Link takes first place. Everybody was within 500, of each other there to the end, and Scrappy just can't get to the finish line.
Absolute sniffer moments. I'd forgotten how liable this map was for them. That left-hand finish pole is going to lead to a few stopped cars inches away from the finish line. This time around it was Scrappy. It gives EXALTY a win. And maybe I spoke too soon, right? Maybe they picked reps. Maybe they baited Sprout into the reps. Look, it's 1 round. I can't say that yet.
I think overall that was a very good round from both teams is the thing here. Sprout, yes, Scrappy did not get to the finish line, but that is a matter of inches, as you said. You know, a couple of degrees to the left there, and he gets into that one in first place, and Sprout take the round win. So I think that is the thing with reps, and so far, you know, it's the first round of the first map of the series. I don't think that's completely representative of what's going to happen over the course of this one, and Dexter and Scrappy are now in first and second place. Scrappy gets a little bit of a worse line, but gets back into second place through to the looping.
Yeah, Link went to try and get as inside as humanly possible on that turn, and inside on this next turn as well means an awful lot of penalty grass. Drops a little bit away from the 2 cars in red, but is still within touching distance. It is Dexter and Scrappy leading the way. It's Link falling off an edge a little bit. It is Dexter going to get through. Scrappy in second, and Mi Quattro could smell the snipe. It was in his sights and couldn't quite pull it off.
He could also smell the finish checkpoint. That's what he was smelling.
It's true.
To be fair, it probably smells a lot like Dexter, so, you know.
Dexter did spend quite a while there the first time we saw them on reps.
He's left his... look, he's definitely left his mark over that one, and I feel like maybe, you know, players are getting misguided now as we go towards that final identity. So, I don't know what Dexter has left in terms of scenting on that one, but we won't go too deep into it. It's like Cats.
I feel we're already too deep. Oh, like yeah. Cats 2019, the musical. I mean, that's just another horrifying thing to bring up. I can't believe you would go that far.
That's my favorite anime.
Oh no, what have you said? You've just annoyed Broadway, the entire movie industry, and anyone with eyes with a single sentence.
There is nobody within Broadway that likes the Cats movie.
Let's
be very honest here. I think I've offended absolutely nobody with that one.
Look, Twiggy, EXALTY, they're about to win a round. They're in 8th position, but Scrappy is gaining on them at the moment. This is going to be a tight finish indeed. We have seen how good the team of Sprout are through this identity, and we've seen fails from both teams already now in this map. Link and Miquattro still have the lead. Scrappy goes deep, he goes too deep, and he'll fall off the edge. Miquattro and Link will both finish, and an ace for Sprout, an ace for EXALTY right back.
Oh, we might be looking at the first time that Sprout lose out on reps here. As EXALTY, I mean, they seem pretty confident on this one. A couple of tiny mistakes have lost them a couple of points, but that's a great ace. Both players with good times there, both players with very solid identity performances. And Sprout, if they lose the first reps map they have lost to EXALTY of all teams, that's not going to be a good sign moving forward.
It's going to be tough. I mean, it's still only a single point separating them. We are at about the halfway mark of this match now. It would be with a win for EXALTY, them within ace distance, but an ace for Sprout puts them within ace distance of finishing this map off. And one thing Sprout have been very good at is consecutive aces, chaining them one after another, picking one up, rattling their opponents, and just picking that into a win.
Yeah, when Sprout grab a momentum, they seem to dig their claws into it quite hard. And Dexter and Scrappy now out ahead on this one. Can they turn the tide back in their favor and manage to get themselves a streak of rounds? It seems like that looks like to be the plan for the time being. Dexter and Scrappy holding hands in the fashion that they always seem to do when they start to do well. Miquattro doesn't even make the first jump. Link is slowed down as well. Oh, but it's a respawn from Scrappy. He falls back. What's going on? Scrappy and Dexter both respawned. Did they make a mistake? What? Did they just respawn to BM EXALTY there? What happened? They both respawned at the same time. They didn't make a mistake. What?
All right.
I didn't see a crash. I didn't see a wheel clip. What happened?
I love Trackmania Esports. That's
sure. Yeah, that's
absolutely. Hey, it was an ace for Sprout. Just as we talk up their ability, how good they are at chaining these aces if they do start to pick them up. With that said, last time they got one in this match, EXALTY immediately aced them back the other direction. So, not set in stone just yet, but Sprout can win the match. They are in map winning position.
Yeah, Dexter with a bit of an awkward line into the dirt sends him back about half a second. That's not the end of the world, as we know. The grand equalizer in the identity of reps can definitely do all of that hard work for you in catching back up. But for the meantime, Link and Miquattro staying clean and keeping up with Scrappy as they move forward, putting themselves in the best position possible to try and ace this one back in their favor. Scrappy stays out ahead as we move towards the penalty grass before the identity.
They will be chasing down Scrappy on this one. Dexter has made a slight mistake, but is still within a second of everyone. A mistake would cost them position to Dexter at the moment. No mistakes on the first jump from the top three. Scrappy leads from Link. Link, mistake on the second jump. Scrappy into the line just about. Miquattro will finish, and Dexter does claim back that third place from Link. Sprout moved to 9. They are a single point from victory.
Nice. Yes, and EXALTY don't manage to make their way onto track point either, which just makes it that much more heartbreaking. EXALTY cannot win in this round. Sprout very much can win in this round. All they need is a player in first position, and they have guaranteed that for themselves.
Yeah, and it was a very quick time indeed from Scrappy in that last time. 106.5 is within a 10th of the current Challenger League record, and that is close as well to the record set by Mime. About 2/10 down is the Challenger League record on Mime at the moment. And hey, these cars are fast, I think, is basically what that boiled down to.
Yeah, they've got better engines than me, let's be honest. Scrappy out ahead, leading Link and MiQuattro once again. Dexter in 4th position, but all they need is 1 point. All they need is to put a player, well, anywhere pretty much that is not lost. So no problems whatsoever for them. They can stay a little more calm on this one. They've got a free round in hand. Yeah, obviously, you don't want to give away an ace to EXALTY and bring them back to level. Scrappy stays out ahead. Can he keep that lead? Dexter, he's crashed. That's unfortunate now for Sprout. Scrappy needs to do all the hard work, needs to stay in 1st place. Can he finish it off? He's clean through to the very end. Oh, but he doesn't.
He got it. He's fine.
One wheel over the edge. I thought he didn't make it.
Yeah,
oh,
reaching up from the abyss in order to get through that finish line. Oof. Scrappy holds on. It is a draw on the round. EXALTY, they'll make it 10-7. They will make it competitive, but it is still very much a win for Sprout on the map. And they'll start out strong against EXALTY.
Yeah, Scrappy, I mean, the thing is, look, he put together some good times, that whole thing. Reps is the closest map in terms of Challenger League times to Grand League times in terms of the record, and Scrappy is the one that holds that within a 10th of the Grand League time. Look, we were expecting that to go Sprout's way. I think we were expecting it to go more Sprout's way, but it's good enough.
Yeah, definitely we're expecting. I agree with you. I was fully on board with that feeling like it was just going to be not straightforward, because none of these matches are ever straightforward, but more cleanly done from Sprout. And EXALTY really brought it to them. And EXALTY, they saw a reps pick and they decided to sow a little chaos of their own. It is 2nd map Aero Pipes. And if things were messy on map 1 at times, things are about to get a whole lot messier, as we're going to be seeing some players take some spills off some pipes towards the end.
Somebody please stop playing Everywhere at the End of Time by The Caretaker. The whole album, the whole 6-hour album, please. That is the mood that we need to encapsulate as we move forward to Aero Pipes here. Scrappy and Dexter looking towards EXALTY's map pick here, probably very confused at what's going on, why this map has been picked out by EXALTY, but I mean, EXALTY, if I remember correctly, just about eked out a 4-3 victory here in the 2nd week.
Yeah, they did. Clutched up to win that one, and it was very impressive. MiQuattro in particular was a big part of that win, as MiQuattro has been a big part of a lot of EXALTY's wins in maps, at the very least, throughout the competition. But it is Link leading the way at the moment. It is MiQuattro holding on to 2nd place. Scrappy in 3rd. Dexter, with a bit of a mistake, has dropped back from the pack, and we are going to get ready to head onto the pipes for the first time.
Speaking of pack, the world record at 1:10.4. We've not seen anything close to that here, because we barely played it in the Challengers League, but can anybody contest that one? Link is staying out ahead. He stays clean all the way through to the end. Scrappy trying to catch back up. He has good speed, but Link is just staying out ahead. 1:10.9 is brilliant for what we've seen so far here, and that's a very good start for EXALTY.
That is within 200.
That's a record on Challengers, overtaking Ratchet.
It is. It's a new.
All right then. Okay, EXALTY. Fair enough.
Cars
fair enough,
within
guys.
3/10 of it as well. This is okay. Like, they're practiced.
Fair
they're
enough.
clean. At least, again, 1 round. Can't jump to conclusions yet. Gotta hammer that into my head. But that was clean.
Hey.
They've actually been practicing Aero Pipes. Have they actually done what we've been asking for weeks and come out with a pocket pick that the other team wasn't fully prepared for?
Maybe. I mean, let's keep in mind that we have played maybe about like 7 rounds of Aero Pipes here in the Challengers League. So the world record time here on the Challengers League may not be representative of the actual skill of play.
That's kind of a lie, because the first Aero Pipes that EXALTY played on it went to overtime.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But then we only played it once more after that. I feel like we've maybe had 10 rounds.
That's
somewhere
a fair
around
point.
there.
Okay.
So
yeah.
look, the sample size not quite as much as other maps. So a record break here is very impressive, but maybe not. I mean, I feel like we're going to see more records broken here today. Maybe not today, but over the course of the whole Challenger League. We'll see. Dexter is putting up a good time for now.
See if we can break any more records on this round. Dexter is the player with the lead, and it will be MiQuattro wishing he braked going into that turn, maybe, as he will end up with a bit of a crash coming out of it instead, and it is going to be Scrappy getting a little bit of a landing bug heading into it instead, falling off the second pipe. MiQuattro just keeping it clean to the end. Dexter with a 1:11. Link will overtake Scrappy and turn this one into a draw.
Yeah, alright, okay, so, you know, expectations marred a little bit after that one. Link did crash, but it was pre-identity, so EXALTY maybe not quite as confident as we were thinking off the back of a world record for Link there. But still staying out ahead. That's all that matters in the end if they can keep out in the lead. And hey, this is what we wanted to see, to be fair. When we said, oh, you need a map, like getting one map is a big difference, especially when you're looking at Easy Dream, who struggled to get one map. When you're looking at map differential, EXALTY getting one map out here would be absolutely massive, and this is a bold pick from them. That's what we wanted to see.
Yeah. And hey, if it does turn out that they are quick on this map, which, hey, after round 2 and heading into round 3 now where they are sitting 3rd and 4th, if it turned out that they had practiced it and were suddenly very scary on it, it's a forced ban from your opponents against you, and it gives you much more options in pick bans in following weeks. Of course, all of that still is hypothetical. All of that still relies on them managing to beat Sprout down here. And at the moment, it is Sprout on track for the ace.
Yeah, Dexter and Scrappy stay out well ahead. Good times so far. McQuattro is contesting for that one. He's caught back up by a couple attempts over the last couple checkpoints. Oof, a little close to the inside there, and McQuattro is going to head through on this one, overtaking Scrappy first, but it's a little bit of an awkward landing. He falls back into 3rd place. Link is trying to overtake. He has so much speed. Can he get there in time? Not quite. Scrappy stays out ahead with a 1:11.1. Oh, but that could have been close, and Dexter falls into 4th place. Link and McQuattro kept it clean there.
It wasn't even that bad from Dexter, right? He still finished.
No.
He lost about a second over the pipes, but happens, right? That's what Aero Pipes does to a man. That's what Aero Pipes does to a man, and yet that was enough for EXALTY to catch back up and turn that into a draw. And Dexter and Scrappy are both incredibly talented players. In many ways, you'd almost expect them on pretty much any given map to just pull out a lead if it's just kind of normal driving, normal mapping. McQuattro and Link, if they can snipe at the finish line, if they can snipe through the identity with more practice there, that could be enough to edge them out on this competition.
Well, that's the thing. That looks like the difference maker for them right now. We've seen Link now make 2 mistakes pre-identity, but they seem clean on the identity, and that's the big thing. If Link makes a mistake earlier on in the map, falls back 1.5 seconds, it's not really a problem if Sprout keep making mistakes on the identity. Dexter and Scrappy need to stay clean on this one because they've seen that EXALTY now are very, very consistent on the pipes here. Can McQuattro put up another good performance here? Can he contest Dexter into this one? Scrappy, he bonks. There it is. Sprout don't quite have the same experience on this one. Dexter stays ahead. Oh my god, what a time! 1:10.39! What?
Oh, that is quick. That is so quick from Dexter. And as much as we're talking up EXALTY, that is, I think, the first ever Challenger League world record over the Grand League as well.
Oh my. That's... Alright then.
Someone get that sign in the top left corner changed. Pack is out of here. Dexter is in.
We were like,
and it is EXALTY still holding the lead in the map. EXALTY are still in the lead.
Link put together a Challengers League record, went, we got this map. We have practiced this one all the way through. We're so good at this one. And then Dexter goes, no. Watch me. Watch how a real player plays Aero Pipes, gets the world record. Not just the Challengers League, the world record. Smashes the Challengers League record out of the water by about 2/10. No problem whatsoever. That is insane. And Sprout, although they are 1 point behind, now look like a formidable opponent.
I do agree that with chat that the funniest possible interpretation of that is that Pack is washed.
Yeah, honestly,
well, Pack's not as fast as Challenger League anymore. Get him out of here. Look, into the pipes one more time we go. Scrappy has not had the best time on them in previous rounds. Link and McQuattro this time around will not really be enjoying what's going on. Scrappy gets a slowdown as well. Will still be onto the pipe. It's going to be a round.
Dexter missed?
Excuse me?
He missed the finish.
He just got a world record. I think we can give him the benefit of the doubt here. Can we wind that back and maybe just give
How do you go from a 1:10.39 to missing the finish?
I love Aero Pipes.
That is okay. To be fair, that is exactly what Dexter would do. That is, he puts up a world record and then he goes, he fails at the final hurdle on the next round. That is fair enough, honestly.
That was really important. EXALTY were going to be on 6. We were going to be at a tied match, and instead EXALTY are on 7 and Sprout are on 5. That is a shake-up of the order of a monumental moment. And that is going to mean EXALTY with an ace. That would be good for tying the match up. It is Scrappy in second place at the moment. Mi4ro leads from Scrappy, leads from Link. And I think, look, what's the point in calling it out? These aero pipes have caused absolute mayhem in the ranks as we head towards our finish line.
Let's be honest, every time we go onto aero pipes, Chad is like, oh no, not aero pipes, not the pipes. And every time we got on aero pipes, we get the best round we've ever had. It's the best. I'm sorry, it's the best map. I don't care if you dislike it. I don't care if it's hard to play. I enjoy your pain, and Scrappy is going through a lot of pain. Dexter needs now to catch up to stop an ace from EXALTY to win out this one. If they manage to get an ace and win, Link goes out, then it would be heartbreaking. But Dexter comes to the rescue once again, and they make themselves at least 1 point out of this one. Sprout will bring home, it looks like, a draw on this one and keep themselves in.
Okay, it's a big draw for Sprout. I mean, they were never 1-10-5. The times are insane in this match at the moment. These players, they've both been practicing aero pipes. You cannot tell me otherwise.
I mean, how heartbreaking would it be if Sprout put up the world record by not a small margin, 200ths, 300ths almost over Pack, and still lose the map?
It would be so aero pipes, is all I can say to that.
Yeah, alright then. Well, we don't have a live update on that top left thing. I don't think we ever thought that we were going to see a world record on Challenger League, but it was 1:10.39 if you are wondering, and so far Sprout looking to replicate that time. Scrappy and Dexter are out ahead by quite a significant margin now.
They are leading. This would move them to 9 points, and an 8-9 scoreline would mean fireworks in a final round and potential overtime for the first time in a long time in the Challenger League. But it all comes down to Sprout's ability to keep it clean on the pipes. Will they manage to make it to the end in these positions? Mi4ro is behind them. Watch him to come through. Dexter and Scrappy will get through the first one. It is not cleanly. Mi4ro and Link both through. Scrappy is holding on. It won't be for long. This one is done. It's an ace, and EXALTY will bring us to map 3 all tied up.
So if you saw me in real life, if you were in my room right now, you would have actually seen me fall to my knees and curl up into the fetal position for a second there. That was... that's aero pipes. That's ladies and gentlemen, welcome to aero pipes. That is exactly what we expected to happen, honestly, as soon as we saw it. Well, I mean, we've just seen a new world record. We've seen... insane... what do you even say? Every time we go on aero pipes, something insane happens.
Yeah, it's wild. It's just, it leads to very, very entertaining rounds of Trackmania. Ultimately, it's still very early in the match, though, Twiggy. Is kind of, I think, what I really enjoy about that one is whatever you want to say about aero pipes. Hey, EXALTY came out with a bit of a wildcard pick. It worked in their favor, and as a result, they get to really challenge Sprout in the rest of this match now. We're going back to a Sprout pick. We're going back to Agility Dash, and we're going to see if Sprout are prepared to bounce back from a devastating loss.
Yeah, and this, although it's Sprout's pick, it's not their most confident map whatsoever. Agility Dash, yes, they have picked it more often than other teams, but a lot of the time there's been a lot of identity mistakes, which is fair. It's Agility Dash. There are always identity mistakes to be had, but I feel like Sprout have had more than their fair share of them. So the fact that they keep picking this map over and over again shows that at the very least they really want to be good at this map. They want to be one of the teams that is good. And this is kind of Sprout's thing, I feel like, at this point. They are picking maps that no other team wants to be kind of the best team at, and they're going, okay, reps, our map. Agility Dash, our map as well. This is what they want to do. They want to pick enough maps that you can't ban out all of the weird ones.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, assuming that most teams are going to ban something like Gyroscope, ban something like reps, having both reps and Agility Dash in your back pocket, it gives you a pretty big edge coming into these maps, coming into these matches, if you're confident on them. With that said, here we are with EXALTY in 1 and 2, and the problem is reality doesn't always line up with exactly what we're trying to set up on cast, even if what we're saying is the truth. And at the moment, the truth is Mi4ro and Link are leading from Dexter and Scrappy. That looked like Dexter flying out, but it is Scrappy overtaking Link as well. Mi4ro trying to race away from the car in red will get there. Link with a clip will still make it through the line, and EXALTY will pick up a win in round 1.
Well, not the best start in the world for Sprout, but hey, it's comebackable. I think the thing is, as long as you don't let the other team ace the first round, generally games have been very close. It's when an ace happens in the first round that we see just 10-0s, or, well, obviously you can't have a 10-0, but, you know, like, you see those kinds of scorelines. It seems like as long as there's not an ace in the first round, even if there's like 5 aces over the course of the whole series, it's always a close one.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. And we've seen definitely less of a scoreline that was very common in the regionals, which is an ace in one of the first 2 rounds plus a win, leading to an instant 5-1 lead for one of the teams, because that in particular starts to feel very damning indeed for the team that's losing.
Yeah, I think a big part of Trackmania, like it or not, is the mental game. And you get put in an awkward position suddenly. Oh, yeah, that's an awkward position for Dexter. You're forced to do things that you wouldn't do otherwise. You make mistakes. You lose out on points. And, you know, I think in a lot of other esports, you go, oh, the momentum is flipping in one favor or the other. You don't really think about that with racing, but I think it is a big thing in Trackmania esports.
Absolutely. Staying out of your own head. It's why a lot of these players do drive with the HUD completely off in rounds as well, with no other cars turned on. Just head down. And sometimes one of them will be flicking it back on. Sometimes they'll just push as hard as they can to the finish line.
Hey.
We'll see if we can see the finish line on this one, as that got full disco powered there for a brief second. As also in the fog, only have held on to this lead. It's being gained on by Scrappy as we head back into the void. What has happened at this finish line? Link won, Scrappy came second, Mi Quattro came third, and Dexter is going through the identity.
Yeah, something happened there. Hey, EXALTY extend the lead to 2 points. That's all that really matters, I guess.
As
I don't think we can draw any other resolutions from that one. Hello. Hi.
Hello, everyone. We're just going to quickly try and sort out those technical issues behind the scenes, because the drama, it's here. The match, it's exciting. Much closer, Twiggy, than we were kind of doom and gloom. Hey, Sprout are really... It was less EXALTY bad, more Sprout really good over the last few weeks. And as a result, we were kind of saying, hey, 4-0 on the cards. That's already blown out of the water. We're on to Agility Dash. EXALTY are up in the first 2 rounds, and it's impressive.
Yeah, and when we go EXALTY, like, as you say, you know, we're not going EXALTY bad, because they are not bad in the traditional sense of they make mistakes, they crash all the time. They are just slower overall than Sprout are. Yeah. Sprout are one of the fastest teams. They are more mistake-prone, but they are the fastest teams overall in terms of both personal bests and average times, median times over the course of each map. And that's the big thing. EXALTY are one of the slower teams, Sprout are one of the faster teams, and it means that it all comes down to whether you're going to make mistakes, because otherwise EXALTY, as we can see here, are generally leading up the rear.
Yep, they will make a mistake on that round, unfortunately, but you're right. Those have been relatively rare for them, which is very nice to see. And definitely less plagued by the issue that we were talking about back in our first match, where one of them makes a mistake and then the other one follows them into it. They have been holding on to force those draws where necessary for the most part. This round, a little bit of a sack. Dexter he finds a pole to sniff along the way on a checkpoint. Scrappy will head through into first place. Link looking to follow into a second place at the moment, it looks like, and keeping it clean will make it into that finish line. Dexter will crash out again. This one could very quickly still turn into a win as long as Mi Quattro cannot get to the finish line, and I don't think either of them will. This will be a win for Sprout. Dexter will get to the line. It didn't matter either way because Mi Quattro was nowhere to be found, and we are within 1 point of each other.
Well, Dexter, he may set world records. He may be the fastest player overall in the league, but he does love it.
He does. He really does. It's those half-gate checkpoints, you know? They're irresistible.
They really are. I don't. Yeah. What is it specifically about half-gate checkpoints? Dexter absolutely loves them. There's trees for Worker. There's half-gate checkpoints for Dexter. I mean, the parallels.
There's signs for everyone else.
Yes. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Definitely. Oh, there's the hole for. Who's the hole? Who goes in the hole?
You put me on the spot here as well. Was that?
Oh well, it doesn't matter. We're not even talking about that. It's EXALTY versus Sprout right now.
It's a whole different thing. That was weeks ago. Many matches and many rounds of Trackmania passed. And we'll see exactly what happens in this next one. Sprout with another win here will tie our match up completely. Wosile, yeah. Wosile on slippy slides was falling
Yes.
into the hole on that one. And we'll get back into this round here where Sprout are looking to tie things up, and Link is looking to deny that by tangling with Dexter, trying to snipe away a first place potentially, and definitely on the card. Scrappy's looking a little bit quicker though, reintroducing himself to this battle for first place.
Yeah, Scrappy takes a little bit of airtime there, loses a bit of speed moving through to the jumps. McQuattro may overtake off the back of that. Scrappy stays on this one and will bring it all the way to the identity. Neck and neck, it's one player versus one player as we move forward. First and second, the battle, all but third and fourth catching up. Scrappy with way more speed. McQuattro tries to get forward. Link is now just trying to keep away these Sprout players. Oh my god, between 14 hundredths. All of these players. Sprout managed to get a 1-3. Welcome to Trackmania Esports.
That is a great round of agility dash. No big errors on the identity. Just slightly different lines, slightly more speed carried by some players, and ultimately Sprout hanging on to tie our match up at 6-6. Honestly, I want this to be a draw, Twiggy. I want this round to bring both teams to 7-7 and an ace away from victory.
Yeah, that would be absolutely beautiful. I love that idea. Dexter starts out ahead, but now Sprout and EXALTY, they both seem to have warmed up into this map significantly more. We're not seeing as many mistakes towards the start of the map, touch wood, and it's usually down to the identity, and it's not even, as we saw last round, it's not down to making a mistake on the identity, it's how much speed you take through. You lose a lot of speed if you enter it with a bad angle.
Yeah, you do. McQuattro got onto that booster very, very quickly out of the turn, and as a result, was holding onto that lead for a brief second. God. Dexter,
Ow.
It's not just half-game checkpoints, it's full checkpoints now as well. He will be dropped a long way away from the other three cars who are still on track. McQuattro had the lead. It won't be for long as Scrappy came back. That Scrappy with a little bit of a clip, dropping back into third place. Identity to come. EXALTY with all the cards.
McQuattro and Link first and second place. Scrappy, he's been more consistent on the identity. Can he catch up to Link and McQuattro? He takes a lot of speed. McQuattro is down in the dumps. Link, he's losing out to Scrappy. Can he stay out ahead? He can just about. He takes first place. Scrappy takes home second. Dexter with third, and McQuattro with a tiny mistake there takes himself down into fourth place. And by the way, that was not a sniff from Dexter. That was a life-ending tragedy. That was that was you can't call a 600 speed crash a sniff, guys.
Well, either way, the script was in fact followed. We had a tie. Either of these teams could now win the match on any given round, and all they need to do is secure an ace. Significantly easier said than done in this match, as it has gotten loose towards the finish line, as both of these teams have pushed each other, and even when the mistakes haven't come through, they have been on pace.
Once again, Sprout out in first and second place for this one. Can they keep it clean? It's been a difficult time for them so far, and Dexter, I'm not sure if that was a bad landing or a tiny bit of a wall touch, but he falls down into fourth position. We didn't see it incredibly clearly there. McQuattro and Link now second and third, trying to keep Scrappy with a little bit of pressure on him as he moves forward. It's very, very good speed from Link and McQuattro to catch back up and close those couple attempts down to a matter of hundredths.
Ooh, here goes McQuattro, a late charge on the map, trying to find Scrappy, has gained back any time lost over the previous parts. Dexter will try to cut inside, will get slight airtime, but not enough to really lose him any speed at all. This is going to be a battle. The ace is still possible. The map win still possible, and it comes down to an agility dash identity. Dexter is so quick. Scrappy is just looking to overtake McQuattro. I think he might have the pace to do it.
He has the pace. He has the pace.
That
it's
is
over.
It.
Oh my
Sprout will pick up the win. They will take down EXALTY in a final round with an ace, and that is a map. That is 2-1 Sprout.
What a beautiful, beautiful round from Sprout to take the ace there right when they needed it. You do not want to let your opposition get one more chance at going into that one, and Sprout said no, close the door on them, slam the door on them. I just turn around now because you're not welcome anymore. A bit of Gloria Gaynor for you right at the end of that map. Beautifully played, and that is one of the ones that, you know, Sprout, again, it was their pick, but they weren't quite as confident on that map, and it's incredibly, they'll be very happy that they took that one away.
They will be, and we will head now on to our fourth map of the match. It's recognizable. We're back onto Slowdown, and EXALTY, they need a win here. The full stop, I think. If they drop 3-1, I think that is probably going to start to be it for the match.
Yeah, and although this is EXALTY's pick, it's Slowdown. I mean, it's expected in the first 4 games, so every team is trying to get as good as possible on this map. It's not an insta-ban for anybody. So, you know, the fact that it is a pick for EXALTY really doesn't mean a lot. Obviously, they may feel more confident on it. And we have seen Link and McQuattro both put up very, very good times on this map. But Sprout, we've also seen do very well on Slowdown.
They have. At the same time, it was the only map they lost to BS Plus competition last week. So with that in mind, and with Sprout maybe not looking particularly comfortable here in the first round, it is possible that EXALTY are going to bring us back to a very, very unexpected 2-2 scoreline after 4 maps in this match. Starting things off with an ace would be a great way to do it. No mistakes, keeping it clean, keeping it safe through the Slowdown identity. 1,000th between them. That is just incredibly, extremely cat sitting very comfortably with its friends around a campfire.
Almost perfectly cat sitting very comfortably around a campfire with its friends. Like, almost perfectly. We've only seen... Have we seen one 0,000th finish? And it's from Scrappy and Dexter on back and forth. We literally saw a tie today. No, I meant in first and second.
Oh, from team... okay, sure. And also with teammates.
I mean, yes, we have also, yeah. That's fair. But...
yeah.
I mean... Hey, that's about as good as it gets. You know, semantics aside.
Yeah. Sorry, me being right aside, just to be clear on that one.
Right, sorry,
other than that, yeah, no, I just, you know, I want to make sure I get credit for these things. It's very important to me.
Okay,
we're back underway. Look, this is a much better start to Sprout, to the round 4 Sprout this time around. They have not dropped back at all. Everyone within a 10th as we head into the identity, Twiggy.
Well, it is going to be a very close round, no matter what happens there. What is that line? Okay, goes through the trees. I'm not sure what happened, but he's staying out in 4th place. Not by much. Oh, dear. Scrappy has gone into the crowd. Link and McQuattro take another ace, and Scrappy can't even make it to the finish line. This is a disaster for Sprout.
That is a very quick round as well, within a 10th, half a 10th of the current Challenger League record on that one. Unless this was one of the maps we got a new record on earlier. Very hard for me to remember these things. Too many maps, too many rounds, quick either way, and EXALTY the quickest of the bunch.
I think we did see a record here. I think it was only about 500, so we're still at a 56.6 in terms of the record. But either way, EXALTY now 6-0 up. That is devastating for Sprout. That means you need to get at least 2 aces over the course of the series, and one of them has to be in the next 2 rounds. And Link, oh no, that is a lot of sniffs from Sprout. EXALTY stay clean, and they've already made almost a 2-second gap over their competitors.
As much as we have talked up Sprout, and as much as we have talked about how Slowdown is pretty much a guaranteed map in the Challenger League, that it is going to appear almost every single time.
Yep.
Sprout do not look comfortable here, man. They just have not got the sauce when it comes down to it. They are now at risk and are, I believe, going to drop 9 points behind EXALTY. Anything at all from here on out gets EXALTY across the line and into a tied match.
EXALTY have been so clean here. This is, you know, we don't see a lot of this on Slowdown. Is barely any mistakes happening whatsoever. They've been clean all the way throughout, and they deserve the 3 aces that they've got so far. Dexter and Scrappy now have a behemoth of a task ahead of them to be able to get back into this one. 3 aces required in a row just to get it to 9-9. You cannot give away a single point, and, well, that's going to be a very good start for them. Link and McQuattro both drop back. So, the script, it's back. Hi.
The script will return for a brief moment here, and we will not see another 12-0. I believe we may only have had 1. I think we've had 2 12-0s. We're not going to see the 3rd, is the point so far in this match, because I say that. All right, I think at this point I'm not going to bet anything. I'm going to leave it at unlikely that Sprout throw away this lead. On the Slowdown identity, they should be able to keep this one clean. It is clean. 2 hills left to go, and they will cruise to a finish line here. Link did catch back up. It's an ace. Back the other direction on a 56-7. The times continue to be very, very quick in this match as a whole.
Yeah. within a tenth there of our... Well, actually, not anymore. Not quite within a tenth of our record here in the Challengers League, but still an incredibly good time. And Sprout, well, they get their first ace that they need. 2 more to bring it back level. The pressure is very much on, but they've got over the first hurdle.
It would be an all-time map if they can bring it back from 9 to 0.
I'm not even entertaining the possibility right now. If they get one more, then suddenly I'll be very excited. But
okay, yeah, that's fair. We'll keep it calm, keep it cool, keep it collected, just like EXALTY need to do at the moment. Because yeah, it is absolutely still safe. It is still very much within reach, with no early mistakes, with no errors. This is EXALTY looking like they should be able to pick up the 1 point needed, however it happens.
Yeah, well, Dexter and Scrappy do stay out ahead. It's not by much whatsoever, but off the back of a couple better turns, although Link really has a lot more speed, takes first place, and they are getting good times through on each of these checkpoints. Link is trying to crush the dreams here of Sprout as they move forward. He is cutting the difference between them. It's very good lines from both Sprout players. Can they make this final turn count? Link is ahead, but there it is. They're staying out ahead. Will they get the ace? They will get the ace by 46,000. Sprout, they get one more. They may just be able to bring it back. They may just pull off the reverse sweep in the map.
Everyone calm down. Everyone calm down. It's not happened yet, but it's 5 aces in a row on slowdown. 3 to EXALTY, 2 in a row now to Sprout.
There's no way,
Can they make it 6? Ain't no way. Ain't no way that they find another one.
There's absolutely no chance. Oh my god, Dexter and Scrappy are out ahead already towards the start. It is only a tenth separating all players here. Every driver here going as quick as they possibly can, trying to risk as much as possible. We're seeing so many tight lines through each of these corners. You can see how much every player is trying to squeeze out the thousandths moving forward. We've had rounds come down to a thousandth in this one. We've had rounds come down to absolutely no time whatsoever on slowdown. Can Scrappy and Dexter make it 9-9? Miquatro tries to cut them off, tries to get back out ahead, but Dexter and Scrappy, they stay out ahead. Can they make it happen? Miquatro has more speed. He's breaking their hearts. He's got it. He's got the 1 point they needed. It's perfect for EXALTY. It's 10-8.
That's such a quick round again. Dexter goes 66.
That's another Challenger's record.
And Miquatro is only, what, 0.17 behind him?
Dexter, what did you have for breakfast?
And I mean, this is it, right?
Where he's got a record he's lost.
Yeah, both maps he's gotten the record on, they have gone on to lose. I mean, you gotta feel for Scrappy there as well. Dropped into 3rd place, but it's fully off the back of Miquatro, and all the praise there goes to Miquatro for an incredible end on slowdown.
What did Dexter have done with him with his surgery, by the way? Was there like some kind of implant, Taz implemented in his brain? Something like that? What?
It's mechanical.
I don't want to speculate here, but oh my god.
He's absolutely on one today. Whatever it has been, Dexter is... Remember back in week 1 when Dexter was like the worst performing player in Challenger League?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, right? Suddenly he gets up to it, you know, very much on par, one of the best performing players now, and then suddenly, I don't know, he's put up 2 world records in the week after he's had his... Yeah, man, I'm a little sussed about that one. Well,
it's insane. I'm so glad that EXALTY have turned up tonight as well, because make no mistake, EXALTY have turned up. This is an incredible performance from them. They've been pushing. Dexter is needed to try and get those times. If you've pointed out there, both times he's gotten a record, they have gone on to lose the match. That is the level of pressure that EXALTY are putting on Sprout at the moment.
And this is the thing, Sprout, as I said, one of the fastest teams, actually overall as a team, the fastest team, but one of the most inconsistent teams. That is coming back to bite them, oh dear Link. That is not a good way to start off that turn to enter into the identity. Dexter staying out ahead. Can he get another record? We'll find out very shortly. But everybody else... no, okay, sorry, my bad. I'll take full responsibility for that one. Miquatro takes up 2nd place. Link is there being able to make it a draw, no problem whatsoever, and Dexter goes from 1st to 4th, but it's a draw. Not the worst case scenario. No,
it's fine. He lands perfectly on the bounce pad as well, and then goes for a splash into the pool. Extremely wicked from Dexter to round things out there. It's a draw to start it off. 2-2 on the match, 1-1 on the map. This has been so much more back and forth than I expected.
Yeah, EXALTY have put up one hell of a fight. This is Rocky kind of stuff going on here. This is absolutely insane from EXALTY. They were not the favorites, not even remotely moving into this matchup. Sprout have been performing insanely since week 1. EXALTY have not been performing incredibly well, even against some of the, you know, easier competitors they've been up against. This is a completely different side to them. This is them scrambling, fighting for rounds for their lives in this tournament. They need to be able, or this league, sorry, they need to be able to get these wins right here, right now. We've got 3 weeks left and they know it.
Yeah, I mean, what a scalp it would be to claim for EXALTY if they can manage to be the team that stopped what seemed inevitable. Sprout, after a shaky week 1, just, you know, dominant over the rest of the league. And at the moment, I mean, it's not out of reach just yet, right? The times are there, the consistency mostly there, but EXALTY are making them work for this. Currently on track to be an ace for Sprout. But it's the Slippy Slides identity, and a single mistake will cost you a lot of time. They are holding... They're so synchronized around that first turn. They'll be pretty synchronized around the second one. They hit the bumper at the same time. Dexter slides out, and things are less synchronized. They're less synchronized as Dexter will not manage to get the card's turn in. It's another tie on the round.
Oh no, Dexter. It's every time it's the last jump as well. Okay, well, oops. Dexter falls back into 4th place. Once again, Sprout having a bit of difficulty here on Slippy Slides. Not the end of the world. Once again, at least Scrappy is coming in first both of those rounds, giving them a point.
Single point both times around, and that's what we were giving credit to in our last match. That, you know, if you're a team on top, Orcs and Nualaochs were doing it a lot. Even when there was an error from one of the players, the other one seemed to be there to salvage it every time. And Sprout, they are definitely one of the good teams, capital G, capital T, in this Challenger League.
Great. Scrappy staying close now, and all players again within 2/10. This is exactly what we're seeing. You know, at the start, first week, second week, we were seeing a lot of mistakes early map. This time around, like, more often than not, we're seeing so much of this just scrambling for thousandths before we get to the identity. And yeah, every thousandth counts as we move forward, unless you slip out like Dexter has demonstrated 2 rounds in a row. Can he get it clean this time around? He stays out ahead. To start out this pre-identity section of the map, we're going to be moving forward to it this time around. He stays out in first place. A little slowdown from Scrappy, and he falls back to 3rd, but he gets a better first turn. Dexter stays in first place. Scrappy scrambling for 2nd here. He can stay ahead of McQuattro. Dexter, he turns that final corner and he gets it done. Dexter and Scrappy with 1st and 2nd. There's the ace that they've been looking for.
It's a strong round as well, one of the faster that we've seen, and that partly comes down to the fact that Dexter has been on pace to have quick rounds so far on Slippy Slides, and then has Slippy slid his way out in the final turn. Scrappy consistently banging in those kind of 111.7s, 111.8s has been the difference in those first 2 rounds to keep the draw going, and all of a sudden an ace springs Sprout out to a strong lead.
I like that Slippy Slide is now a verb. To Slippy Slide. Slippy Slid being the past tense. That's good. I like that. Yeah, I enjoy that. Slippy Sliding is the other, you know, that's the present tense. That's good. I like that.
That's the alternate name for ice hockey.
Oh, dear. Well,
they pitched that before they settled finally on ice hockey. Slippy Sliding, and hey, look, the match is still going. It is. Dexter is here. In this round, no mistakes early on. EXALTY are in a position to challenge.
Well, once again, everybody neck and neck within 1/10 this time around. Scrappy in 4th place, but only by 88 thousandths. We're going to move forward once again. Can they keep this going? Generally moving into the identity, they are 1st and 2nd. But it's been a couple of mistakes for Sprout that has given away 2 points to EXALTY over the past few rounds. Dexter in first place, Scrappy again leading up the rear this time around. Dexter, can he stay consistent through the end? Can he get done what he did last round, or will he befall to the last, for the first couple rounds he had? He falls back! It's 1st! How did he go from 1st to 3rd? It's not even a slide out, he just has less speed!
McQuattro and Link just whip around that final corner, and Dexter finds himself moving slowly through the bug slide.
That is...
What a snipe.
Got whiplash, not quite my tempo.
Yeah, what an ace. What an ace. And these teams, they're trading them.
Okay, wow. This is a series. This is a series. EXALTY keeping up with Sprout. We did not expect to see this whatsoever. I think it's fair to say. I think I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to go... look, before we started, over the break, we were like 4-0. Cool. It's all going to be over very quickly. We're going to have another very short series. But no, not at all. EXALTY have come out to play today.
Yeah, Dexter will not be doing much playing in this round, having dropped behind 7 seconds there, Twiggy.
It's another sniffer right there.
It's a bit of a sniffer there. He's gone to see what was up with that sign. Scrappy, out to the lead though, and we've talked about it. Covering for your teammates, right? Mistakes will happen. It is the nature of the beast. It's the nature of these tracks. It's the ability to clutch up when you need to because your teammate isn't there anymore. Can Scrappy get it done this time?
Well, so far, he stays out ahead. That's going to help a lot. McQuattro now the only player contesting for Scrappy's first place. He has a more outside line. Can Scrappy stay in first through to the end? Yes, he can by 189 thousandths. Link stays out ahead of Dexter, however. No way he was losing that much time. Dexter takes over 4th place, and we're going again. It's 6-6 now.
Surely we don't get another draw. We don't get back to 7-7 one more time in this match. But maybe. But maybe. It's always a possibility. As we've seen so many times. It doesn't... Oh, what? Dexter? He's decided the last... The rounds prior to this one, and
honestly,
can you blame him?
I'd be tired
They were
as well.
Very stressful. Exactly.
Yeah,
Take a little bit of a break, you know, well earned by Dexter. He's already been setting records all day long. It's Scrappy's turn to carry a little bit of the weight on this team, and to Scrappy's credit, he has absolutely been carrying the weight of these last few rounds, has been picking up the wins in the round where necessary as well. We'll need to do it again. Link had a little bit of airtime in the middle there, and so will have dropped away, but it will not have cost him as much time as Dexter had lost. Dexter has closed back within a little bit of range, is closing the gap from the back a little bit. It's very much about this two-horse race up the front at the moment. Scrappy versus McQuattro.
Scrappy stays out ahead for the time being, as he has so many rounds before now. McQuattro with a little more speed through the plastic turn, makes it neck and neck. Oh my god, it's absolutely going to come down 2,000. So as we move forward, we see Scrappy's more inside line on that one, but that gives him less speed on the exit. He goes through once again. McQuattro has more speed. Can he make it work for him? Scrappy, what is that line? That is amazing. McQuattro within 1/10, but it's not enough. Every turn from Scrappy there was as close as you could make it.
That was psychotic from Scrappy, as inside as possible. That was the line in one of the rounds where we saw the snipe and the ace from EXALTY. That line is why Dexter dropped a gear. That line was why he was slow through the turn and what gave EXALTY the race. Scrappy pulls it off perfectly. We got the draw we were asking for the second time in this match on 6-6. Link will make a mistake early this time around and becomes McQuattro's problem to deal with.
Oh man, well, Scrappy and Dexter out ahead now. They can smell the blood in the water, and all they need to do, or sniff of the blood in the water, sorry, I should have used the correct vocabulary there. All they need to do is finish it off right now and manage to get that ace to close things out on this map. They've had EXALTY breathing down their necks this entire series. If they can keep them at bay just one more time, it would be an absolute godsend.
It'll be tough though. I mean, we're still definitely at a chance, I was going to say, for just a round win for Sprout moving to 9, EXALTY moving to 8, but with McQuattro losing his grip on that dirt, he falls further down from Dexter and Scrappy. And if Dexter can keep it clean on the identity this time around, it looks like we are going to be on for the end of this match. Sprout moving to 3.
Dexter and Scrappy, they've been in this position so many times before. They were in this position for the first 3 rounds, but twice it did not work out. Dexter made a mistake here on the final turn. This time it's wide, but it happens for them. Sprout with an ace to close it out. It's 10-7 in the final round of the map, and they take it through to match point.
Well played by Sprout. When it matters, they clutch up, and Dexter makes no more mistakes. Batteries recharged after a couple of rounds at the back, and he will manage to win that round and do it with a decent time. A 1:11.8 is, as you say, a strong one as well. And EXALTY, they are now necessary to win. They need to win this next map. I said they needed to win map 4 as well when we got on to slowdown. That was, you know, for the tone of the match, for overall how things felt, for just it would have been very difficult to come back from it. Now they need to win. Now they will lose if they do not win.
Well, yes, congratulations. That is how it works. on match point, if you don't win, you lose. That generally is how it is now. And yeah, at least Sprout have a little bit of breathing room coming into this one. That is what is provided by getting first pick. Is generally you're going to have just a little more confidence moving into the final 2 maps if it stays even throughout the whole thing now. And this is a map where a lot of hearts have been broken by players who are very consistent on that final identity.
Listen, chap, okay? I just want to say,
Chat,
you all knew what I meant. Alright? When it was on map 4, they could lose the map and not win the map, and they wouldn't lose overall. But now if they lose the map, they lose overall. You all got it, alright? And with that, we'll focus back in on the match. Thanks, Twiggy.
No problem. Okay, so Dexter now out ahead to start things off. Everybody very close to the reset block in that no-steer section. Dexter and Scrappy, they can smell victory right ahead of them. And Link and McQuattro need to bring it back on this one, need to get themselves what has been so far a pretty rare freestyle victory for themselves. They have not been consistent in the identity here. They have made a lot of mistakes. They go for risky lines. They bonk. Scrappy, he moves further down into the standings, but McQuattro out ahead. Link in second place. Can they keep a hold of these leads? It's more speed for both Sprout players. They overtake Scrappy now in third place. Dexter in first place. Can Scrappy overtake in the final jump? Can Sprout get an ace to start things off? Dexter. No, they cannot. Dexter, what? He comes out of nowhere. 2000s. What is that? What is that line?
How did he still get first place?
How do you do that? How does he go all the way to the left? His wheel clips, he goes all the way to the left, and he goes, there's a triangle here, I can still do that.
Oh yeah, line. Let me just drive in a straight line toward... Okay, thank you, I'll take my first place. That's what we call
playing by ear.
Yeah, that I honestly am in awe of Dexter's ability to win that round, and his ability overall in this match. He's been absolutely on form. This is... Sometimes you just have those days where things that shouldn't fall your way, right? Where things just go right even when they're going wrong. And Dexter is having one of those days right now.
Yeah, I mean, Dexter is definitely having a day right now. It's quite a marvel to see what is going on at the moment, and Link and McQuattro are going to be feeling very unhappy that they did not manage to get more points out of that round than they did. Dexter now out in first place. Scrappy contesting here, bringing up the rear, putting pressure from behind on Link and McQuattro. Dexter has a 2/10 lead. He just needs to bring it home. He can take this a little more safely than he usually does. He takes the first jump. It's good. It's not quite as good as Link and McQuattro, who catch up just a little more. Link has more speed. Can he get it through to the end? Can Dexter catch back up? Link takes first place. It is McQuattro coming in third, 46 thousandths behind Dexter, but Sprout managed to get 1 point out of that one, and EXALTY bring it back to even.
Hide back up again, as this match has so often been. I'm dreading the fact that this match has to end, Twiggy. It has been so much fun. It has been so exciting, backwards and forwards the entire time. And I mean, yeah, that's honestly all I have to say. The rounds have been incredible. The driving has been top-notch. The pace has been there from both teams. The mistakes have honestly just been entertaining.
Yeah, no, honestly, the last series we had, the mistakes were sad. We were looking at them, we were going, oh, in this one, every time it's a massive, you know, oh, wait, was that? What happened there? Oh, no, oh, okay, it was a ghost going through another ghost. I was like, what was that bonk that happened? He went 5 miles into, it was just one car going through another. I got absolutely debated by that one. Scrappy and Dexter out in first and second place, and all they need to do once again bring it forward. But so far EXALTY have been speedy on this identity.
They have, and there is Link. He was nearly speedy. He was risking that one, and he loses a back wheel to the risk on that. Dexter and Scrappy, if they keep it both clean, they're on for the ace. Ooh, Dexter does not keep it clean. He has his recovery line. It's less dramatic this time around, but it will be an ace for Sprout to move ahead. And a good time from Scrappy. 3/10 off the Challenger League record there as well. Again, the pace in this match has been very, very strong.
Yeah, imagine being so good that you have a backup line for the last jump, just in case you won't. You're just like, yeah.
It is the Dexter line now. I mean, that's...
Look, you got to adapt, or you got to sink or swim. That's the thing right now. And Dexter is definitely swimming at the moment. EXALTY, I mean, they're not sinking, but they're not swimming as fast as Sprout at the moment here on this map. And now they're back 3 points behind. This has been so clean from both teams pre-identity. In fact, so clean through the whole map from both of them so far. Scrappy stays in first place. Dexter now a rare sight. Oh my god, no, that is directly into the circle. He is going well back. Absolutely ringed.
will get absolutely ringed that time around, and Dexter now hoping for mistakes in front of him as well. Scrappy will be carrying the torch for Sprout towards the finish line. These teams, they love to trade an ace backwards and forwards. Would not be surprised to see it happen again here. It is on Scrappy's shoulders to make sure that doesn't happen. He has more speed than Quattro, who caught his back wheels on the lip of that jump as well. Link just needs to hold on to first place. Scrappy will hold on. He won't. He will hold on for second place. By 0.02 of a second.
Oh my god, what is this series? What is happening? My brain is melting. Sprout, well, they maintain their lead. Just about maintain that lead. They are now still 2 points ahead. 7-5. They make their way to track point. It could be all over here and now if EXALTY aren't careful.
If that finish line was 3 pixels further back, Quattro secures the ace for the team on that round. Question mark. Scrappy slides out on the first turn and will head further up the field, where it is now Dexter's turn to try and hold off both players of EXALTY.
It's just better for the storyline, you know. It is what it is. Dexter, now it's, yes, rarely, in fact, in this circumstance. Generally, when Dexter has been in first place, Scrappy has been with the rest of the team. It has been if a player has made a significant mistake enough to drop back from the rest of the opponents, it has been Dexter making that mistake, and Scrappy has been the one fighting for those points. This time around, Dexter trying to keep Quattro and Link from overtaking them on those point standings. He just needs a second place to make that happen, to stop them from overtaking. But can he do it?
Can he do it is very much the question in this round, as Dexter will be in front. Link going quite slowly there through the first jump. Dexter will pull a long way away. I'm not entirely convinced Dexter made it, or Link made it through that last turn. He did. No. Dexter crashes. He's crashed. It's the Dexter line. He's through again for a draw.
3 times. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Scrappy says thanks. He doesn't need to make this jump. Oh, wicked, nice. Okay, very cool.
He's just vibing.
Adding to Twiggy's wicked tally there. Very good. I see it. Not only trying to win the series, but also trying to get higher up on my. Yeah,
I do want to revisit something you were talking about in the last round, that, you know, Dexter has been crashing out more than Scrappy, but it's also because Dexter's been setting the insane times over and over. Exactly. You know, and we've seen this as a decision for a lot of the teams in Challenger League and Grand League especially, that one of the players is just head down, drive for that line as fast and as riskily as possible. And we've seen it. It's gotten Dexter 2 records here already. Scrappy then just more consistently up there and contesting for second place, just securing the team at least 1 point. And there is Dexter risking all the way into a sniff. Link with a last second dodge will get the recovery, will get control of his wheels back just in time to dodge away from that wall. And it is still a bit of a 2-horse race up front here.
Yeah, I mean, well, but the difference that makes is you don't lose 5 seconds, you lose 2. That is a massive boon as we move forward into the final part of the map. Now Scrappy is trying to vie for first place, trying to keep EXALTY back once again, trying to stop them from keeping up with Sprout and bringing themselves to track point, because the amount of pressure they've had on them every single map so far has been almost insurmountable. They've managed to make it happen so far. Quattro is out ahead of Scrappy. Can he keep it clean for the final jump? He takes a very safe line. He stays out ahead, but he has less speed. Safe. It's 22,000. Scrappy, he manages to make it through in first place. Dexter is in 27. Okay. You know what? I burned out. I burned out. It's all good.
That's fair. It got real exciting there towards the end, and the saddest part about that draw, because in a lot of ways still very similar to how the score would be otherwise, is that it does deny us the potential for overtime, which is really all that this match has been missing, because either EXALTY ace here and win the map, or Sprout do anything other than get aced and win the map.
Well, EXALTY, it's do or die right here, right now. Can you get yourself back into this series? The thought's got to be weighing on your mind that even if you do manage to get an ace here and throw everything but the kitchen sink at this round, you still have to play another map against Sprout, and it's going to be the decider round, and you have no idea how that's going to go because neither of you picked it. It's not your choice going into that final one. Sprout, all they need to do is get a player in first place. That's all they need, and They could do it with a player in actually, no, sorry. All they need to do is get a player in second place.
Top
My
two,
bad.
and that's looking
that
good.
looks more than likely at this point. Scrappy and Dexter both looking for that top 2 position. Miquacho gets out ahead, but that's not going to be enough. Link needs to catch up now, and that's going to require mistakes from Scrappy and Dexter in the identity that they have looked pretty consistent in so far. Dexter, even when he makes mistakes, manages to make it through. That looks like it's going to be it. The death toll for EXALTY. Miquacho falls off. Sprout looking for an ace, holding hands to the end, and it's the series for Sprout 4-2.
One of the best series of Challenger League so far. It goes down as a 4-2 in the books. It could so easily have gone to map 7 as well. EXALTY, from kind of nowhere, brought it to Sprout. I think at this point, EXALTY, they're sitting, unfortunately for them, at 1-4, but they are the most up and down team in this league, and they just haven't peaked in the matches that they were likely to win, and they just seem to peak then against a team like Sprout, where you're like, this is almost no other team in this league can beat Sprout on their day.
Yeah, I think that it's a really tough kind of situation to be in that they just really haven't made it happen when it mattered the most. EXALTY, like we talk about consistency, they are one of the more consistent map-by-map teams in terms of times, in terms of safing routes, but it just hasn't worked out for them over the course of series. And it's really, really, really heartbreaking to see EXALTY going so far down in these leaderboards. At the very least, they get 2 maps. That is an absolutely massive 2 maps considering some of their competitors' easy dream haven't been getting any maps in some of their series. And all that matters now is that they do better than BS Plus competition.